In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you could use Claude Opus 4.5 to vibe code apps in Google Gemini 3. For example, I was able to create with very simple prompts a completely functional social media content calendar for Instagram, LinkedIn, and all my other social medias. I was also able to create a concept to creative ad platform that allows me to put in what I want to create, and it will spit me out ad concepts in seconds that actually look good. And then finally, something that helps me with my YouTube and helps me visualize my thumbnails on the YouTube desktop feed, mobile feed, search results, etc. There are almost endless capabilities to what you can build when it comes to Google Gemini 3 and their app building platform. And we're going to use Claude 4.5 to get the best results. Let's dive into it. And today I'm going to walk through exactly how we're going to use Claude 4.5 to build the apps in Google Gemini 3. But the beauty of this is the input to output ratio is insane. The input is all you need is a Claude account, which most of you guys have, and you need to navigate to this link so you can build apps using Google Gemini 3. The output is crazy. You could vibe code platforms for internal use like I give to my team. I use myself for my social media. It helps me immensely, and I don't have to pay for any software products. You could actually create apps and you could sell them. So you could put them into full production and you could scale them up and you could sell them. Finally, you could just create apps for fun. So a good case scenario is behind me is a new background. If you look at my older videos, I didn't have this. I made a vibe coded solution that visualized my background and it went to production, and I actually used it to help me build this background that you're seeing right now. So you could create apps for fun, and there's so many use cases for the input. The output is absolutely insane. So the first thing we're going to want to do, guys, is identify what you will be building. Now, you can build everything, but Claude works when it has the better context. So I recommend you guys to take out notes, take out a pen and paper, take out a Google Doc, and focus on what you want to build, right? And actually write it down. So I want to build XYZ. I want to do XYZ things. So I'm going to actually do that right now. My main focus here is I want to build marketing applications specifically for content creation for my YouTube, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, my Instagram. I want to build applications that help me get more marketing material out without a lot of headcount, without a lot of stress. So I'm just going to put that. So that's like me just documenting exactly what I want to use this for. And then you're going to gather company documents. All right. So if you guys don't have these, I highly recommend you create fundamental assets about your business. Who do you serve? Like, what's your ICP? What is your niche? What is your actual service and all the results you've gotten? What are your results for your clients? Grab your website, grab your competition's website, and any and everything that you could possibly think about your business, you want to gather into documents because you're going to use this as a project knowledge base to give to the Claude project that we're about to build together. That's going to generate us the actual prompts to give to Google Gemini 3 to build the applications. Okay. So gather these company documents, but the main thing here is really just have a focus on exactly what you want to create. I want to use these for marketing applications. Every business needs marketing. If you need marketing, we have a community down below with all of the templates, all of the prompts, everything that you're watching right now, and all of the resources I've ever learned when it comes to social media, content creation, and AI. You can check that out down below, but you really want to focus on what you want to be building. For me, it's going to be marketing. That's step number one. It's actually pretty simple because I'm assuming you already have an idea of what you want to build. Next is we're going to use Claude to build your Claude project, right? One of the most slept on things is using Claude to build the Claude project. If you don't know what a Claude project is, so I'm going to go here, go to projects, I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to call it example Google Gemini 3 app builder. We're going to use this to give us prompts to build apps in Google AI Studio. Boom. That's a Claude project. Or we're going to create this Claude project, and different than a Claude chat, which is just how you create a new chat. Claude project has memory and it has instructions. These instructions are super, super important because every single time this Claude project will reference this instruction. So you can make a bunch of different projects for different resources and different applications, and they'll be really, really good at that one single task. And then also you could add files. You could add company knowledge base documents and all the things that we just talked about. That is why a Claude project is super important. But you could use Claude chats to build the Claude project. Well, this is a slept on method, but it works really, really well. Okay, so we're going to use your company documents, your Gemini 3 focus. So the thing that we just built up right here, really, really simple here, and a Claude chat to build a Claude project. So let me go to Claude. Let me go to just a regular new chat here. And then it's going to give it context. I need help with building a Claude project. This Claude project is going to help me get prompts to then give to Google Gemini 3 to go ahead and build apps that I could use for my marketing. In specific, this is what I am looking for. Go back here. And guys, don't have to be super professional with this. Like Claude will pick it up, and if it doesn't pick it up, this is what we're going to do. Please ask me any questions you need answered for you to accomplish this task. I need for the Claude project a massive system prompt that will get us the optimal output when it comes to giving prompts to Google Gemini 3 to build our applications. So I always like to prompt the chat to give me questions so it has the full context and it can perform its job the best idea possible. So we're gonna let everything sort of generate right here. And again, guys, we're going to use Claude chat to build a Claude project. The Claude project is going to give us the actual prompt to then put into Google Gemini 3, this is going to give us our final app if you're staying with us here, okay? So just go ahead and enter this. The apps I want to build are generally around script generators, thumbnail concept generators, A/B testers, things I could give to my team. Analytics dashboard and a content calendar would be amazing. Everything you outputted seems like a good fit so far. I want these to be more so internal tools. They should have the capability of being scaled up to be sold, but I want to use them internally and send them to my team so they don't have to be the most polished things. They just have to work. Gemini should generate simple HTML apps that can run locally. I don't need full stack applications. These are most so for internal use. They just have to work within the Google AI Studio. They don't need to work outside for now. The biggest bottleneck right now, I would say, would be ideation and analytics. So let's put that into the system prompt. The repetitive tasks I find myself doing that I want to automate first are gathering analytics. Let that all play out there. All right, do you want the system to ask you questions before generating prompts? I would like it guided. Have the system ask me 2 to 3 questions before giving me the prompt. If there's any pre-built prompt templates that you could pull from the internet and give us and we could add to the Claude project, please do that. So I just answered this question, guys. What's going to do is going to use this. If it has questions, it'll probably still ask me. But what's going to do is now, so at the end here, I basically said if there's prompts on the internet, grab those. So it's going to go ahead and grab those. Also, you could enable extended thinking, which will have it just think a little bit longer. Something I sometimes do. I don't always do it, but you can. Sometimes it just takes a long time to do that. But that is the next step here, guys. We're going to use Claude to build the Claude project. And again, if I go back to projects here, to the one I just created, we're going into instructions. This is called a system prompt. All right. This is the prompt that this Claude project, the system is going to use, right? And over time, as you use it, the memory will also kick in, just giving it added context. So the Claude project is really, really good over time, which is awesome. And then we're going to add our files in here at the end, which would be like script templates, would be our company knowledge base, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish, all of the things that we're talking about right now. So let's go back and let's see what it came up with. All right. So it's going to do its thing. I'm going to let it create the comprehensive system prompt that we're going to paste into the Claude project. And then we're going to test out the Claude project, probably tweak it a little bit back and forth. And then that's going to give us our final prompt that we put into Google AI Studio to give us our vibe coded solutions that we could sell, we could use internally, or we could just do whatever we want with. All right, so I'll be back in a second when this is done. All right, guys, now we are back. Claude has created us the resource for the Claude project. Let me show you exactly what it did. So it gave us the main system prompt, which everything is outputted now as a .md or markdown file, which is really awesome because you could just download it. You don't have to copy and paste the text. So I'm going to show you that in a second. And in this core file, which is the system prompt, it contains the user context section, guided discovery process, Gemini 3 frameworks, and then 6 pre-prompted templates, which is pretty awesome as well. And these are the ones that it chose based on, again, the questions I answered for it. It also gave us bonus prompted templates for these, which I'm going to put into the file section of the Claude project. All right. So to set this up, we're going to create a new Claude project, paste the main system prompt into the prompt instructions, and upload the bonus templates into the knowledge base as well. So we're going to do here, I can click on this, and you can see that this is the Claude project. You can download this. Actually, if you're just making it easy here, I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to copy this over, go to Claude projects, go to project, go to here, boom, instructions, and there you have it. Save instructions. Super simple there. I'm going to go back to our Claude chat right here. I'm going to scroll all the way down again. I'm going to find out the bonus templates. I'm actually going to download this one so I could upload it as a file. It's going to download it. There it goes into my computer. Awesome. You can go back to projects, Gemini 3, and then this is where you would, boom, throw it right into the files. So now what do we have? We now have a Claude project that's explicit goal is to create prompts that we could use to vibe code in Google Gemini 3. All right, that's how powerful this is. The instructions are clearly laid out. We even have bonus files. And what you would also do is you would add your company knowledge base here. So your brand colors, your logos, what your company is about, what you guys do, who you guys serve, what your niche is, how long you've been in business, all of those beautiful things that we collected in step number 1, these things right here, chuck it into the Claude project. It's not going to hurt the Claude project to have more context. All right, so you want to do that. But let's just go ahead and let's just create something. This can be raw, it's going to be live. Let's see exactly what it does. I want a prompt that is going to help me build an analytics tracker across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. I want to see how many views I'm getting, the average retention time, and the watch time. I really just pulled that out of thin air, guys. Just want to see what it comes up with. Boom, there we go. I'm going to hit this. And again, we're going to take the output here and we're going to put it into Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio is going to do the actual building of the application for us. And then we're going to test and see how it is. The great thing here is there's a feedback loop. So let me go to step number 3 just to show you that we're on point here. We're going to use a Claude project, which we're doing, to build the app in Gemini 3 Pro. And these are the 3 things that you can expect, all right? One is iteration will be needed. So it's not going to be perfect the first time. If the app is not good, you have to go back to the Claude project and the system prompt and tweak a few things. Find examples of designs and UI as well that you like. So if you have a competitor has a really nice website, or you like Apple's website with all the white space, say, hey, I want it to be created with more of a UI user interface like Apple or like XYZ company. All right. And finally, give the project extra documentation if needed, so you could properly scale this outside of Gemini. So if you want to use this outside of Gemini, which we'll get to, you can give it proper information about how to scale an app, how to download to GitHub, do all the more technical things that honestly I don't even do because I use these internally. So that's also an option if you actually wanted to build this and sell this as a real application. All right. The data will be inputted manually through a form every single day by either myself or VAs. I would like per day tracking, so daily totals and weekly summaries. And the comparison feature would be amazing, comparing month over month or week over week growth and daily statistics for every single platform. Awesome. So it's going to ask me questions, so it has clarity on what prompt to give us, which is great. You don't want to go back and forth with this because you have to paste it into Google AI Studio and then go back and then paste it again. So having it ask you questions is amazing. And again, in the Claude project, we said, hey, ask us questions if you don't understand what it is. That's in the system prompt. That's in here. So somewhere in here, we said, ask us questions if you don't understand the use case. And that is why we did that. So it gives us questions. We answer those questions and now it has the context to give us the prompt, which is right here. All right. So I'm going to start copying this as it goes. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Don't copy at the end. This is like talking to you. Go to Google Studio here. We're going to paste this in. We're going to hit build. And we're just going to see what it does. All right. I'll probably step away for a second, but I can't BS it here. I'm going to see how long this takes. Usually it takes about 2 to 3 minutes to build something that's pretty spectacular in terms of just the way it looks. I love Google Gemini 3 and the app builder because of really the UI. The user interface is super, super awesome. And most platforms I like to use have a really clean interface that's easy to interact with, that I could understand, that my team could understand, and that we could all use. All right. So I'm going to give it a second. And again, these 3 things, screenshot this if you have to. I anticipate you having to do this. Going back, tweaking the Claude project, going back, tweaking the information you give it, or giving it extra information if you weren't able to provide a lot in the beginning. All right. And the great thing is, not only do we have this Claude project that you can see up right here, we also have a chat that helped us build the Claude project. So you could also go back to the chat and say, hey, this wasn't really what I was looking for. Let's create a different system prompt. And then you would change the system prompt for the Claude project. So we have the Claude chat, the Claude project, and then the Google Gemini 3. All right. Those are the 3 things that we're working with here. And you can adjust the first 2 because that affects the last one. So you're adjusting the Claude chat or the Claude project to get what you want here. All right. So let's see what it does, and we'll be back in a second. Alrighty, 2 minutes later, and this is what I got. There was an internal error. All I hit is retry, and then it retried, and here we are. So it took around 2 minutes because it did this, got the error, and then took another minute. So not bad at all. Again, input to output is insane here. 2 minutes to get this is awesome. And this is what it came up with. So let's just hit full screen here, and let's just start typing in stuff. So YouTube, the views I get on YouTube every single day are about, I would say 50 to just put 100 views a day. Across all my videos, I usually get like 100 views a day. It's nothing crazy. Average retention percentage is like, let's put 2%, 3%. And watch time, let's put, I don't know, 6 minutes, or no, 3 minutes. All right. Now, this is already something that came up. I cannot type here without it keep on going in and out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm just going to note that in my head. You should note this on a separate place. So you could even note this, like when typing, I cannot type the full number. I have to type one number, re-click, type. Let's fix that. So that's one bullet point. Just keep note of things that when you're using it, you don't like. All right. And just for brevity's sake here, I'm going to put this as 1,000 views a day on Instagram. TikTok, I get about 2,000, 3,000. So 3,000. Average retention 2. Average retention 4. Watch time like 1 minute. Watch time like 1 minute. All right. These are not accurate from my actual statistics. I just want to show you, see how this works, and then show you guys how it works. So this is the entry date. That's pretty cool. Nice. I like that. Save today's stats. New entry saved. It's January 10th. We had YouTube 100 views, retention 3 minutes. I'm going to do one more. Let's say for the 11th, we're going to do so 200, 2,000, and let's do 2,500. Average retention 2, watch minute 3, watch minute 1, watch minute 1. Okay. Save today's stats. Boom. So January 10th, January 11th, we got that. Summaries we have in the week. So this first week we have the average. I mean, this is pretty impressive. So we don't have enough. So if I were to basically fill this out a bunch of times, probably for the entire month, I could do an analysis and then deep dive. So deep dive for YouTube. Can we toggle here? Yes, we can. Deep dive for Instagram. Deep dive for TikTok. This is awesome. Okay, cool. We can import this and export this, which is awesome. Save today's stats. What's this? Nothing there. And we could even change the color scheme, which is pretty cool. Today's views, today's minute retention. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna ask it for this one change. So I'm gonna copy paste this. Also, my brand is more orange and black. So let's change the branding of this application, as I will be using this internally for my team, and I want to make sure everything is on brand here, which is true. If you check out our website, everything is orange and black. So let's just make those two changes. Let's see how it responds. But again, guys, off the bat, that was awesome. That was awesome. And we're not doing any work. So now everything you have to do, since you've created the Claude project, even if you have to tweak the system prompt a little bit here, now all you have to do is come to Claude Opus 4.5, the newest model right here. You're going to come in and say, I want to build this. I want to build that. You're going to hit enter. You might have to answer a few questions from Claude itself, and then you're going to get a prompt. It's going to build you something like this. Think of all the possibilities, guys, all the things you could do for yourself, for your team. You could build stuff. You could sell it. It's crazy. By the way, if you want to actually sell these applications, the hard part is not building it anymore. It's very easy to build stuff. As you can see, the hard part is marketing. I highly recommend to check out my 100 videos on this channel on how to use AI, marketing, and social media to grow your business, right? It's never been easier to market online. It's never been harder to sabotage yourself as well, because you can use AI in the wrong ways. And I've seen it before with our clients. So check out my other videos or check out our community down below. It's all of our templates, systems, theory behind how to use AI to get more clients in the new age of marketing. All right. Anyways, we're going to see the changes it makes right now. It's thinking. I'm probably going to redo the branding. I love when it loads again and changes the branding. It just looks super cool. So I'm going to let this run live and let's see what it does here. All right, guys. There it goes. I was sort of messing around with it. You can see it just changed everything right here. So it changed the branding, which is an easy change for most builders now. But let's see if I can type properly here. All right. Now I can type properly without coming back and changing it over and over and over. And that's another thing I noticed about Google Gemini 3 is like when you give it suggestions and corrections, even if they're small, it makes it very quickly. It makes it insanely quickly. Like I rarely have to reprompt to change something. It usually kills it on the first try, meaning it actually fixes the problem. So there you have it. That's another thing that I could use. And I even noticed that there's different modes. Like there's so many more things that are here that I didn't even know about, right? So I'm actually going to use this. I'll probably scale this up and build it for my team so they could log our daily stuff. You could pull this in with the API, but it's much easier to just come to our analytics and enter it every single day to see the growth of what you're doing. Anyways, that is the very simple process, guys, on how to identify what you're building, use Claude to build your Claude project, have a Claude project and tweak it so it's building you good prompts that you could then use to build awesome apps. Number 4 is actually selling these Google Gemini apps. Follow along because all of my other videos are about using AI, social media, content, and marketing to grow your business. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe and watch this video next. Otherwise, I'll see you in our community down below, or I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.